Shout out to everybody out there on White Street. You already know what it is. Salute to everybody.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to SteveBussaGS. We got another scorecard reaction for y'all, and you already know what it is. Let's get it. Look, Hop is back. I'm excited about it. We got to preface this before we jump into it. For those who did not watch the video that was like the precursor to this, Hop said that this is actually a pretty dark song, or it's a song about when he was in a dark place, right? With that being said, he made it very clear that since going through what we were about to listen to, he has sought out therapy through the reiteration of many sessions and through him just wanting to go and get a deeper understanding of himself. He has come out the other side. So that is important to note coming into this because he felt it was important for us to know that he's out. And of course, we always want what's best for the artist. So that's super dope. With that being said, I have to assume that we are going to touch on some not so kosher topics. With that being said, if you are new here, we don't do scorecards. If there is suicide talk, sometimes like super street shit and stuff like that, because it's more about the message and less about the rating system. You know what I mean? Like it's a different type of vibe. I don't feel as though it's appropriate, you know what I'm saying, to be trying to pick apart and analyze and shit like that. We just kind of like do the listening session. We appreciate it. We move on. With that being said, do me a favor, run the gauntlet, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and a little bell notification guy. I'm excited to hop into this, man. We got a lot of new Hop, I think, that's coming. So, like, he did say that this is going to have, like, an album from when he was in this period, and then that means, obviously, we should get, like, a more evolved Hopsin. Now, since we've last heard him, he's come a long way, too. Like, his multi-syllable matchups and just the cleanness of his flow, I think, is definitely tightened up given the stuff that he released out in quarantine. So I'm excited to see the progression of him as an artist for someone that's been following him for so long. That's going to be super fucking dope. But just keep in mind, we are going to get the first music is actually older, unreleased music before getting the newer stuff. So keep that in mind. I think we have a video. Yes, we do. We got a video. Let's go.
Man, I don't even know what happened. I was born inside of this shit, my fucking parents scrapping. I was mortified as a kid. Police always at my house, all because of my daddy's temper. Man, this shit been going on about as long as I can remember. He'd always blame my mom for the shit he didn't accomplish. I'd hide in the corner like a guinea pig in the process, just knowing he about to smack the fucking teeth out of mouth. It's like when it came to some type of drama, he got aroused. No joke, there was the moments where dad...
Alright. So we have a domestic abuse song, and about growing up in broken home type shit. Yeah, we're not going to be scoring this. This is one that we're definitely going to look at and appreciate. First of all, listen, we're going to bring it back. Listen to the music, the way that they set the tone, the instrumentals that are in here. Absolutely fucking just moving. So you can tell that you were in for something that was going to be deeper just from the actual music that coming into this was super dope. And the topic is one that is close to me. I was raised in a home where I watched my mom get her ass beat repeatedly from different boyfriends, so on and so forth throughout the years. So this is going to be one that is definitely taken on the chin, as unfortunately is not an uncommon situation. And I think having music like this that puts stuff out into the forefront and stuff like that is definitely good for therapy for himself, but also for those who are listening. You know what I'm saying? Us as listeners are always super selfish. I know I'm the same way with Button when going through like the relationships and shit like that, to where we look for artists to show us their vulnerable sides so that we can use it as a coping method. So that's like, it's important to note these type of things. I think that's dope. But let's bring it back, and now that we know what we're in for, we got a little bit of a taste of it. We know what the mindset is coming into it. Let's go. See, and it's important too because it adds context to the beginning scene, because given the temperature of the United States, this scene could be taken a lot of ways. You see a family being broken up, you don't know if it's an anti-police statement, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into this. You don't necessarily get domestic abuse from it right away. Maybe a little bit when you see the woman kind of like pointing, if you really pay attention to the video, as the cops are holding them back. But it'd be really easy to misinterpret that too, as her like trying to go and get the cop off of him. You know what I'm saying? Given everything that's been going on, especially in the United States. So it's good to go and get a taste of it, and then come back and be able to really appreciate what the amount of work that he put into the video and shit. This may be reaching too, but in that idea of what they are trying to convey, I don't think that it's on accident that they also used 2 black cops in this scenario, so that it didn't get confused with the, you know what I mean, any of the shit that's been going on in the United States with the police and African Americans and shit like that, with the George Floyd and Black Lives Matter movements. Like, I think that looks to me to be purposeful, to not confuse the 2 different scenarios and allow the story to be told through the eyes that he wants it to be told through, and not to be hijacked by a different meaning. So I don't know. For me, it's a small detail, but I feel like it's an important one.
Man, I don't even know what happened. I was born inside of this shit, my fucking parents scrapping. I was mortified as a kid. Police always at my house, all because of my daddy's temper. Man, this shit been going on about as long as I can remember. He'd always blame my mom for the shit he didn't accomplish. I'd hide in the corner like a guinea pig in the process, just knowing he about to smack the fucking teeth out of mouth. It's like when it came to some type of drama, he got aroused. No joke. There was the moments where dad would slowly be creeping up. I would jump in front of my mama. Please don't beat her up. I ain't never spoke on this shit. The memories are rough. Smiles and hugs, that's just something you'll never see in us. You know the pain when your parents tell you to go and play, then hours later you see your mom and she got a swollen face. I hope you don't relate. I just learned how to cope today, from the days when I would pick up the phone and say, I gotta leave here now.
This is wild. This is actually hard to get through. Yeah, this is not rap. This is definitely more I don't know, more reality than you know what I'm saying, like commercial industry type shit. I have vivid memories of like having my hands over my little sister's ears and like hiding in the fucking house while you can hear like vases getting thrown and shit around that. Like when he talked about like stepping in between them and shit like that, I got thrown around as a fucking young bull a couple times, man.
Shit, the memories are rough. Smiles and hugs, that's just something you'll never see in us. You know the pain when your parents tell you to go and play, then hours later you see your mom and she got a swollen face. I hope you don't relate. I just learned how to cope today, from the days when I would pick up the phone and say, I gotta leave here now. My mom and dad acting crazy and this ain't right, and they've been going back and forth all night. I wanna stay at your house tonight, cause I don't wanna hear my dad fight mama no more. I don't wanna hear the police at the front door. Can I stay at your house?
Yo, shout out to Joey Scannell. We don't talk no more. That was my boy back when I was younger. I can't tell you how many times I would crash at his house. Rest in peace to my best friend Bill Huffnagel. More nights at his house while shit was going on than I would ever want to talk about or ever have to relive in my head. This is heavy. This is fucking heavy. I know I'm supposed to be providing commentary as we go along with this and shit like that, but he's doing a really good job of explaining this himself. There's not too much to interpret other than to relate to it and say it's well done.
Your house tonight, your house tonight. I would go to school feeling so frightened, yeah, I was scared, not knowing if I'ma go home finding my mama dead. Every other fucking day Dad was always losing control. He was acting like a fucking ape running loose in our home. Man, ever since I was born they was pessimistic and torn. It's evident, but regardless they never get a divorce. God, I wish they got around it, just checking into some counseling. We could have been a happy family inside our house again. I said again as if we ever were, that's false. Shit I dealt with growing up will forever hurt. I'm lost, we were nothing like the families I used to see on the sitcoms. We were horrible with bonds, I can no longer sitcom. I would see that my friends had a life at home that was peaceful. They were lovable people who didn't function like we do. Or how I wish I could redo the pain of the wicked days when I'd pick up the telephone, call a friend and say, I gotta leave here now.
So the only part of this that I don't necessarily relate to is my mom was not innocent. Like, I'm not to say this. It's fucked up to ever say that anyone deserves domestic abuse. Don't mince my words with that. But this, like, he's depicting an image here where the father has a temper, which is the catalyst for all this. Whereas in my situation, you just had several piece of shit people getting together doing piece of shit. There wasn't necessarily a victim, in my opinion. As somebody who lived through it, like, there have been plenty of times coming up in this shit where it's like, never mind. All I'm saying is I see where he's coming from with that. I can see where it's being like that, but it's not necessarily 100% spot on. Whereas the viewers who are going to be listening to this and taking this, like, this is very similar to, like, people came up listening to Eminem and have him arguing with his mother and having the tiffs with his mom and shit like that, and how that appealed. There was no music like that existed. I think this is going to get picked up by a generation of listeners who are going to be able to relate in different scenarios, even if it's not necessarily a perfect fit.
My mom and dad acting crazy and this ain't right, and they've been going back and forth all night. I wanna stay at your house tonight, cause I don't wanna hear my dad fight mama no more. I don't wanna hear the police at the front door. Can I stay at your house? I wanna stay at your house tonight, your house tonight. I ain't placing the blame, saying it's mom or dad's fault, but all those traumas I had stuck with me as an adult, and it ignited these mad thoughts that I seem to have often. Yeah, that's Hopsin. Music is where my last straw went. Now I'm devoted to always give you my true life. The love I never felt growing up, I get it from you guys. Please don't get it twisted, I love both my parents to death. I just think there's issues a lot of fucking parents neglect. We all got these traumas we carry, and sometimes it's scary cause we bury the nest right there in our chest, and we subconsciously air and project the nightmares and the stress that we dealt with when we were younger. And that's why therapy's best. Listen, if you got kids of your own and you throwing tantrums, don't be oblivious and assume that it won't impact them. Children follow the protocol of the parents' blueprint, so when there's an issue, they might handle it just how you did. I gotta leave here now. My mom and dad acting crazy and this ain't right, and they've been going back and forth all night. I wanna stay at your house tonight, cause I...
So this may actually be, I'm getting fucking teary-eyed and shit. When they fucking when the girlfriend or whatever mom opened the door and shit like that, that hurt. That look, that sucks. I know Hop has issues in Australia, where the mother of his child and him had an issue, and it resulted in him being removed from Australia and estranged. He talked about it in his last CD a lot. I'm not sure at this point if it was his last CD, but he did talk about it in his CD a lot. And this sounds like a result of counseling instead of like before the counseling, because in counseling or in therapy and shit like that, it sounds like something they would be able to be like, hey, like what he's talking about, like the cycle repeats itself and stuff like that. That sounds like a lot of things that you would hear in that type of scenario coming to life through the music. So that's interesting. I mean, interesting is not the word. I don't know what else to say. That's my take on it.
I don't wanna hear my dad fight mama no more. I don't wanna hear the police at the front door. Can I stay at your house? I wanna stay at your house tonight, your house tonight.
God, the guitars are fucking killing me in this. Wow. this is probably the most emotionally powerful song that I've heard from Hopsin. Even the ones that he has that I'm a huge fan of, that are more emotionally tapped into, wasn't delivered in as deep of a manner. I'm sorry, my energy is down. This is something. This is a topic for me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that is super fucking dope. I'm glad to see him turning that type of pain and trauma and shit like that into something that can help other people. Because he doesn't have to do that. So that's super fucking dope. So let me know what y'all thought down in the comments below. I'm blown away by this. I think this was incredible. Shout out to him. I'm glad he's feeling better. I'm glad that he took the time. He understood that this was going to be triggering for a lot of people. He took the time to kind of give a heads up coming into it that he's in a better place. That is super fucking dope. Yeah. As always, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I will catch y'all on the next one. Sorry for the sad energy. Sheesh.